Good evening and welcome to the Variable Y Minute. I'm your host, Variable Y. Sorry I couldn't record for you guys last night. I had a lot of life stuff happening, so I had to take care of that. Nothing too serious, but a couple of things that made it so I wasn't able to record. But I'm back before you tonight. I'm fresh and I'm ready to do another Variable Y Minute because I know that's something that you all really need in your lives tonight, or at least I tell myself that to continue to do this. But anyway, guys, we are coming up on one of my favorite times in the sports calendar. So instead of us talking about the football games, and there were a few that were kind of interesting, not here in Atlanta, but there were a few that were kind of interesting. The Green Bay game was kind of interesting. The Cowboys game was kind of interesting. The Ravens win was kind of interesting. Few games that were kind of interesting, and something else I want to elaborate on, but I will do that on my on the Variable Y podcast, which I promise I'll get out tomorrow. And it's that I don't know about you guys, but college football, yeah, it's kind of boring me. But anyway, like I said, we'll get into that tomorrow on the Variable Y podcast. But as tonight, we're going to talk about my favorite time of the sports calendar, and that is NBA opening night. I love to watch the NBA opening night because I love to see the ring ceremony. I love to see all the guys get their rings. I love to see what the rings look like. I love to see all the guys happy and showing all the joy of actually having accomplished winning that championship, and everybody in front of everybody showing the rings off, and everybody looking, honestly looking like a bunch of goofy kids. And it seems like that's one of the things that's really really awesome. It seems like they really enjoy doing that with each other as they're showing camaraderie. So like I said, my favorite night of the entire sports landscape is NBA opening night, because now not just do we have the ring ceremony, but of course we got new faces in different places, and we got a bunch of new teams that are going to show off and we're going to see exactly what they're built for. So what the show tonight is going to be about is going to be something that I really enjoy doing. I've done it with my man Spoon out there. Shout out to you, Spoon. I've done it with my man who is not subscribed to me yet, but hopefully he will one day. And he's a great dude of mine, Marvin Penthouse Pimp. You know who you are. Holla at your boy. And what I do is I just make my NBA predictions. I predict the MVP, Rookie of the Year, Sixth Man, Coach of the Year, all the big awards, Defensive Player of the Year, and then we predict the finals. So I'm going to do that today. Hopefully, like I said, one day he'll start following, and then he can do his, and I can do mine, and then we can come back later on and we can look and see how right we were. But without further ado, let's get right into it. Let's start at the not the bottom, but let's start at some of the lower levels and then work our way up. So I say for Rookie of the Year, of course, if you would ask me a week ago, I'd say Zion, and it wouldn't even be close. There's a part of me that still kind of feels like it may still be Zion, but with him missing 2 months of the season, it may be one of those out of sight, out of mind things. I think John Morant is actually going to have an even bigger impact, going to have a big chance to show what he's made of. And I think that these first 2 months are actually going to compel him to the Rookie of the Year. If you remember last year, Luka Doncic started out hot. Trae Young got really good after the first maybe 2 months of the season, but it was already too late. It was already Luka's award to lose, and he didn't do anything to lose it. So I'm going to go with Ja Morant to win the Rookie of the Year over Zion Williamson. If Zion had started out playing every game to start, then Zion would win it. But with him missing 2 whole months, I think that's going to set him too far back, and he's not going to win the Rookie of the Year. So, Defensive Player of the Year. This is an award that's really not one of those that you can predict. You got a couple of guys who play very good defense, and then you got a couple of guys who it just seems like their names always come up when it comes to defense. So I don't really count my prediction on this one because it can go any number of different ways. I think I'm going to go with Rudy Gobert. I'm going to go with the reigning the reigning winner of this award, I'm going to go with Rudy Gobert, and we'll see if he can make it a three-peat. So we had Rookie of the Year, Sixth Man of the Year. Again, it should be renamed to the Lou Williams Award. And I'm going to go with Lou Williams. I don't see with this Clipper team and him coming off the bench, I don't see why he won't be able to score like he scores. And they're going to win a bunch of games, so I don't see why he won't be in a high profile situation where more people outside of the core NBA fans would know his name and would say that he deserves that award. So the Coach of the Year, I think it's gonna go to. This is tough because it could go to a coach that's coaching a team that has high expectations, or it could go to a coach that's coaching a team with low expectations who does really well. It's hard to predict who's got the low expectation, who's going to do really well. So I think I'm going to say it's going to go to Frank Vogel, and that may give you a little insight to my next two things that I'm going to say. But here goes anyway. And so I got Frank Vogel winning the Coach of the Year. So that means that I have the MVP being none other than LeBron James. This will be his first MVP for a team that's not Cleveland or Miami. This will be his first MVP in 8 seasons, because I think the last time he won it was 2012, 2013. I don't know. Doesn't matter. But this will be his first MVP in a long time. And I just think that he's going to come out and he's going to be on fire. I don't think that he's going to sustain a massive injury like the one he had last year that set him back. And honestly, I think that he is one of those guys. He's kind of like all those great competitors. And I know you don't really want to say LeBron and great competitor in the same sentence, but he's like all those great competitors where he finds slights and that motivates him. So I think he was motivated by missing the playoffs last year, by a lot of people saying that Kawhi Leonard is now the best player in the game, and saying KD is the best player in the game. And because he didn't make the playoffs, it was out of sight, out of mind. So now he's going to be back and he's going to be on a mission and he's going to set the league on fire. And he's got one of the top 5 players on his team. So we've all seen what LeBron can do with another top 5 player. And no offense to those guys, but Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love, not top 5. Top 10, not top 5. So with those top 5 player, with another top 5 player on his team, watch out because LeBron is going to do well. And then that takes me, of course, to my prediction. Right now, I can't say who they're going to play. I want to say Philly with the addition of Al Horford. I think it's going to come down to Philly and Boston in the Eastern Conference Finals. I think Philly's going to edge them. I think, but I'm not really sure. But I think the Los Angeles Lakers, not the Clippers, the Los Angeles Lakers are going to win the NBA Finals. And I say that because everybody's saying that the Clippers are going to do something. Paul George and Kawhi Leonard just got to the Clippers, let alone have never played with each other before. And Paul George has had surgery, so he's going to miss some time. You got the best player, the greatest player in the world, LeBron James, on the Lakers. You got Anthony Davis, maybe the third best player in the world, on the Lakers. You got the first and the third. Come on, man. Even if you got the second and the sixth, that doesn't mean that they're going to do anything. So these are the guys I got winning the championship. And yeah, I think that's about it. I may say a couple of other negligible things down the line, but those things can't be predicted, like maybe scoring title and rebounding title. Those things can't really be predicted until guys start playing and we see who's going to be out there trying to get the scoring title, who's going to be out there trying to get the rebounding title. But if you want to hear more, I'm going to elaborate on the NBA season on the Variable Y podcast. That's coming out tomorrow, the Variable Y show. You'll be able to subscribe to that. So that'll be it for tonight. I've gone kind of long, but this is the first night of the NBA season, so I felt like it was important to get all those thoughts out there. Happy NBA season to all of you out there, all my basketball heads out there. I know you guys love the game just like I do, and it's going to be a wonderful season starting right now. And we'll continue to talk basketball until June, and then we'll get into some free agency and some trades and some draft. So we'll be talking basketball from now until maybe August. So this is an exciting time, and really this is an exciting time in sports. And I'm just glad that you guys are here to share it with me. And I'm glad I'm here to share it with you. I appreciate you guys so much for listening, so much for clicking on it. Hey, if you're on YouTube, please subscribe to the Variable Y Minute and just give me some feedback. Let me know what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong. Just keep it constructive. If it gets negative, I'm not going to pay attention. And if you're on Instagram, just keep hit me with those follows and I'll follow you back and I'll send you a shout out. If I know who you are personally, I definitely send you a shout out. If not, I'll still send you a shout out. I'll still put in your handle. But if I don't know anything about you, I can't really say anything about you. But again, appreciate you guys. I really do. And I hope you have a great night. And I will be here tomorrow. Hopefully no personal stuff will happen. So I'll be here tomorrow and we'll do another Variable Y Minute. Won't go this long next time unless you guys want it to. Have a great night, guys. Thank you.